We have a Chrysler Town & Country here. We're going to show you how to change the rear shocks. First thing you're going to do is chock the tires. You're going to put the emergency brake on. You're going to use a 19mm, loosen up the lugs. Then you're going to jack it up. That's where we are right now. And then you're going to put some jack stands under there. Now I put the jack stands there, and then I've got it jacked up. I'm going to remove this tire next. I was actually able to fit a socket on here, and then I just used my impact, and we were able to loosened it. So that's off. And then I'd suggest leaving this bolt in, because otherwise this is just going to drop straight down. It can drop on you, and at least this way it's gonna, kind of tilt. It's not going to have as much momentum. We're going to remove these four. This is on the passenger side. We're going to remove these four right here, and then this whole piece will drop out. And then this is really kind of a dusty job, so make sure you got safety glasses on. And I'm going to remove the two in the back all the way before I remove the two in the front. And then we got both of those out. And then these are a 5/8. So the bottom of the shock was an 18mm, and then to remove these four bolts, it's a 5/8. And then I'd suggest leaving this bolt in, because otherwise this is just going to drop straight down. It can drop on you, and at least this way it's gonna, kind of tilt. It's not going to have as much momentum. So then you can see the difference between the original and the new Monroe. It definitely doesn't look like it's going to be as quality. This is the Monroe 37290. It was $41 on Amazon, and that's with tax. So I paid $82 with tax for the pair. And then I also bought the 37290s from Napa, and those were $140. So I'm going to return the ones from Napa. I have another video if you want to actually see the difference between the Napa and the Monroe 37290s. Check that link. There should be a little link box right here if you want to see that, or continue watching the video. We're just going to pop this bolt out and remove that shock. Here's that original shock. I can just take one hand and push it down, no problem. And she's dead. This shock, you just removed it. It's not expanding at all, so it's totally dead. So we're going to tighten that top in real quick, and then we're going to put that back. I've zapped in those 5/8. I got the center bolt fairly tight, and as you can see I got a gap here, so I'm going to lower down this jack here so that I can line those up and drop that in. So I've lowered it some, but I'm not there yet, and as you can see I'm just about there, but I'll just drop it a tad bit more, and now you can see it's lined up perfectly. So we're just going to slide that bolt back in. Now I've tightened in the bottom one, I tightened that top one the rest of the way, and we're going to jack. Now we've jacked up the rear driver's side. We have the jack stands. We've removed the tire. It's virtually the same thing. We're going to remove those four clips. You can remove just that right there, but it's easier to just pull the whole thing out. So we'll remove those four bolts and the one underneath, and then we'll just do it out on our board again. And again, I'm going to remove those back ones first. We're going to remove that back side. Remember, the bolt is on the back. And again, that was an 18mm. And now I did put that bolt back in there because I don't want this dropping straight out, so don't forget that. I almost did. And then we're just going to remove these two front ones as well. And these again are 5/8. And then we just use the 18mm impact and socket and spun that off. And let's check this one out. That one's all the way down, and that one's dead as well. Now also when you remove this side, you're going to notice that it's going to be hung up on a clip. So you're just going to take a needle nose pliers, you're going to go behind there, and then you're going to pop that clip off. So you're just going to get back behind there, right here, and then just wedge it and it'll pop right out. There's our other shock. And we're going to hook hook our new shock on. Put the bolt back in on the side it came from. And now we're going to put the new shock back in. Put that bolt back in on the same side it came from. I'll tighten that down. And then next we're going to put those bolts back in. I'm going to do the front bolts, and then I'm going to just lightly do them and then pop that little clip back in. So now what I've done is I just put one bolt in there just to kind of secure it. Then I went back and I put that clip, I poked that, I don't know if you can see it right there, I poked that clip through there. And now I'm going to put the 4 bolts all the way in. Then again, we're going to raise this shock up there. And now we got that top in, we're just going to lower that jack. So we're going to lower this, see if we can get her in. So then I nearly have that just perfect. I'm going to have to jack it up just a little tiny bit, once or twice. And we'll be able to slide that bolt in, no problem. I'm going to push that bolt through. And we'll just put the wrench on this side, and then I tighten that bolt in. So this one's tightened down. And I'll give this top one a quick zap, and we'll put the tire back on. And then we're going to jack this back up so we can get the tire on. Now the last thing, get everything lowered down, wheel tightened on, cleaned up, and then give her a little test drive just to see how those are working. Don't forget to remove your emergency brake. As we know, it's a Monroe and a box. So hopefully this helps in other ways. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.